Rasenball Leipzig are your current leaders over in Germany, with Bayern and Dortmund hot on their heels. But who's going to come out of it at the end of match number 5? We'll get into it next. That's right, folks, back once again with another show. Today we take a look at match number 5 out in the Bundesliga. We'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, where the heck have you been, folks? Smash your subscribe button to get your bag out today with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Bundesliga related, world football related. We're going to know here under one Ruski, that's right, of course. Big shout out to the Patreon supporting the channel behind the scenes. Respect to my brother. And if anyone else is out there wants to support this crazy man and his plans, get stuck in the old description down below. Patreon.com/Roverseas. It's for as little as the price of a diet cup of soda. Yeah, that cheap. Well, from a vending machine. Let's get into it. Oh, yeah. That's right, boys. Let's get into it and have a look at how we all got on in the Bundesliga. Bring it on. I think I did. I can't really remember how I got on. We'll find out in just 1 second. So, kick it all off. Let's get into it then, shall we? This criteria, just like always, 0 to 2. You're in the shit face gang. 3 to 6, straight fish. 7 plus, top bins. Brother. Hoffenheim. Oh my goodness, they slipped up there against Dortmund, picking up a big fat W there. Dortmund 1-0 in the end. Marco Reus on the score sheet for the blue and for the BVB, the yellow and black, of course. 1-0 winners in the end. Actually, remember the 2-1 win for Dortmund. That's good for me. Meanwhile, Freiburg and Werder Bremen 1-1 in the end. Philipp Lienhardt on score sheet for Freiburg. Nicholas Füllkrug with a big fat penalty, giving Werder Bremen a share of the spoils. Actually, remember the 1-0 win for Werder Bremen. Shame on me. Stuttgart continue their amazing season. 2-0 win over Hertha Berlin away from home. Mark Oliver Kempf. And of course, Gonzalo Castro giving Stuttgart the big fat W. Actually, with a 2-1 for Hertha Berlin. Yes. Shame on me. Bayern Leverkusen, no 1-0 winners over Mainz. The goal scorer, Lucas Aliero, on the score sheet for Leverkusen, giving them all 3 points. Actually, with a 2-0 win, so not too bad on that one. Leipzig, 2-0 winners over Augsburg. That's right, to go top of the pops. Angelino gets in there. That's right, he got one of the goals, and Yusuf Poulsen to give Leipzig the 3 points. Actually, went with a 2-1 win for Augsburg on this one. Bayern were victorious in Bielefeld, 4-1 in the end. Actually, went with a 4-0 win in the end. It was Thomas Muller with a couple of goals, and Robert Lewandowski. That's right, with a couple of goals as well. Corentin Tolisso get himself sent off. As you can see, I've got a magical button here, and I'm pressing. That's right. Moving forward, what else do we have on this one? Mönchengladbach against Wolfsburg. Ended up 1-1 in the end, which is a shit one for my team. Jonas Hoffmann giving Gladbach the lead. Wout Weghorst getting an equaliser for Wolfsburg. Actually went with a 2-1 win for Gladbach. Köln against Frankie. Ended up 1-1 in the end. Actually went with a 2-0 win for Frankie. Goals were Andre Silva from the penalty spot and Andre Duda. Köln with a leveller. And then wrapping it up, it was Stuttgart against Union Berlin. 1-1. Actually went with a 0-0 draw in the end. Goal scorers Marvin Friedrich and Giancarlo Panchida, as they got a point on the board. And as you can see, I got myself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 9, which is okay. It's okay, brothers. This is the table as it stands. Leipzig lead the charge, Bayern second, Dortmund third, and Frankfurt are up to fourth. Mainz, Schalke going down as it stands. Köln in the playoffs. Mönchengladbach in 11th. Sort it out, brothers. Sort it out. Of course, we are live, and we've got an action-packed prediction league coming at you. So let's have a look at it. This is again the criteria. As you can see, I would have been in the straight-face gang, but what about you? Let's get into it. Borussia Mata, you did all right. Bianca Molnar did all right as well. Football Mapper did okay. Ishan, not too shabby. Natasha A did bits. Omar Escobillo, the Mexican sniper, also doing very well. Costas K, he did okay. Simples 1976 and Roberto Hollis also did very well. Johnny Talks Bundesliga, not today, brother. Gaming Charlie did alright. We Are QPR, not too bad. FC Evil Genius, he did okay. Ultra Obermurat did gash, but it's okay. You live and breathe for another one. And then Liam 2000 also did very well. Imagine Monday did bits. Spitelli, not too bad. Shane O'Donnell did okay. Shepherd killing it as well this week. Well done. Hans Worst did poop. Matt Gunner did alright. Vincent Hong, not too shabby. Luka Kujinovic did okay. LG and Cow, not too bad, brother. Well, not too bad indeed. Yannick Buster did bits. Alex Weller did alright. Brian Fan did poop. Keaton Zamerli did alright. Nathan Heaver did poop, but it's okay. And Cody Cahoe, not too bad, brother. Not too bad. Get in there, son. Get in there. Kicking off forward. Zigger Z did alright. NWC did alright. Okay, didn't do okay. Neil Galilei, not too bad. Ulrich did alright. Josh's World Travel did gash. Victor Carvalho also did very, very gash. And here is those gash scores coming at you. As you can see, some of the poopy ones out of sight, but your kingpin this week is Alex Weller and Liam 2000 by the way. They get a bit of royalty for this week. Of course, Shepard's not too far away in the top three. Could have go up there. LG and Cal, Omar Escaville, of course, Bianca Muller also in 21st spot. But this is what it's all about. Who deserves your respect? Bow down for your kings. It is Alex Weller and NWC at the moment with a 74% success rate. That is not too shabby, brothers. Not too shabby indeed. LG and Cal doing all right as well. Omar Escaville up to 7th. Bianca Muller up to 13th. Shepard's down in there 13th as well. Also Omar Murat as well. I think that's about it. That's about it, brothers. So that's your current leaderboard as it stands. Of course, heading into match day, what is it, number 5 now? Still early days, so let's not get too cocky. But you got to come back, brother. You got to come back, brother. So here we go, kicking it all off. The next round of matches, it'll be kicking it all off. When does it start? I think it all starts on Friday the 23rd, all the way through to Monday the 26th. Stuttgart up against FC Köln. Of course, these two sides locking horns for the 98th time. The previous occasions have got 34 wins for Stuttgart. 39 wins for Köln and 24 draws. The last 6, though, sees 3 wins for Stuttgart, one for Köln and 2 draws. Last time picture was in the Bundesliga back in 2018. 3-2 win for Stuttgart in Köln. Goodness gracious me. Back in March 2018. Mario Gomez on the score sheet. Andres Beck as well. Milos Djurdjic and Kaleo Pizzardo on the score sheet. Some familiar names in that goal scoring tally there. However, the last time picture in Stuttgart was also a 2-1 win for Stuttgart. And Stanislav Stonis and Chadek Okolo with Dominic Heinz on the score sheet. That was back in 2017. Around about this time last year, actually, 13th of October 2017. Köln have actually failed to win the last 14 matches in the Bundesliga, and they come into this just one win the past 5 across the board, including a friendly. That win was a friendly, so it doesn't really count. Meanwhile, just one defeat the past 5 games for Stuttgart. That was against Freiburg, 3-2 loss in the end. Quickly, the bookies odds on this one, 21-20. Stuttgart, your favourites 23-10 is your long shots. That is Köln on this one, 35 is your draw. A win for Stuttgart, currently find themselves in 5th. They could go as high as top of the pops, boys. Because top of the pops, and win for Köln, currently find themselves in the old playoff spot. They could go as high as 13th. I'm sticking with Stuttgart, I think, on this one. 2-1 win to take it to the bank. Next to Bayern up against Eintracht Frankfurt. Of course, it's 2nd up against 4th this time. These two sides locking horns for what will be the 145th time. The previous occasion sees 73 wins for Bayern, 41 wins for Frankie, and 30 draws. The last 6, though, sees 5 wins for Bayern, 1 win for Frankie, and no draws. Last time that was in the Allianz Arena in the German Cup. It was back in June in lockdown. Even Perisic and Robert Lowen Golski on the score sheet, and of course Danny Della Costa on the score sheet for Frankie in a 2-1 loss back in the thing. Last time I played that in the league in the Allianz Arena was a 5-2 win for Bayern, again possibly in lockdown. 23rd of May that occasion. Heading into this, Bayern have actually won 60 in the last 17 matches in the Bundesliga. That, of course, that defeat against Hoffenheim ringing in their ears still. Frankfurt actually undefeated in the last 8 matches as well. 1 defeat the past 6 across the board for Frankie. That was a friendly, doesn't really count. In fact, so if you take the friendly out, they're unbeaten in 5. Meanwhile, Bayern actually just 1 loss the past 4 games. That was again against the aforementioned Hoffenheim on this one. Quick look at the bookies odds. I'm sure Frankie Bayern are your favourites. 6-1 on Stone Cold favourites. Bayern 7-1 is your 12-1 is your away win. Of course, Bayern coming to this in 2nd. A win for them could go top. Meanwhile, Frankfurt the same. A win for them could go 11 points in the table, and that could go top of the pops depending on what goes on between the other chasing pack. I think Bayern will come out on top here comfortably. 3-0 in the end. Moving on, RB Leipzig currently leaders up against Hertha Berlin. Hertha Berlin coming into this in 15th spot. These two sides locking horns for the 9th time. 6 wins for Leipzig, just 1 win for Berlin and 1 draw. The last 6 sees 4 wins for Leipzig, 1 win for Berlin and 1 draw. And that draw was last time around in Leipzig. It was a 2-2 draw back in May. Lucas Klosterman and Patrick Schick on the score sheet for Leipzig. Marco Grujic and Christoph Platek on the score sheet for Hertha Berlin. Leipzig actually defeated in 18 of the last 19 matches in the Bundesliga, whereas Berlin actually lost their last 3 matches as well. Just 1 win for them in the past 5 games. That was against Werder Bremen mid-September. Meanwhile, just 1 draw, 1 blip for Leverkusen in the last 5 games across the board. That was a draw against Leverkusen. The rest of them have been wins, and they've been heavy ones as well. Quick look at the bookies odds on this one then, shall we? 2-1 for Leipzig. Nailed on favourite. 7-2 is your 6-1 is your away win. That is Berlin. Berlin, of course, if they are victorious, they could go as high as 8th. Leipzig could extend the lead to 4 points if they're victorious. And of course, if Bayern slip up, but I don't think that's going to be the case. Leipzig will win win, though, 2-0 in the end to take it to the house. Union Berlin up against Freiburg. These two sides locking horns for the 9th time. The previous 8, 4 wins for Freiburg, 3 wins for Union Berlin, and 1 draw. The last 6 sees 4 wins for Berlin, 2 wins for Freiburg, and no draws. Last time picture was in Freiburg. It was a 3-1 win back in March 2020. With the goal scorers on that day were Roland Saladai, Christian Günther, and Robert Koch, who is now a Leeds man. Sebastian Anson, the only goal scorer for Union Berlin. Marvin Friedrich getting himself sent off. However, the last time picture in Berlin was a 2-0 win back in 2019 in the Bundesliga. Of course, Marius Butler and Marcus Ingevartson scored for Berlin in a 2-0 win. Freiburg actually can see at least 2 goals in the last 5 away matches heading into this. Just 1 win in the past 4 in the Bundesliga for Freiburg. That was against Stuttgart. Meanwhile, Union Berlin are unbeaten in just 1 loss at the past 5, I would say. That was against Augsburg. So Union Berlin actually doing very, very well so far, despite my reservations. Quick look at the bookies odds. 30-10 for Union Berlin, 94 to draw. 21-10 is your away win. Union Berlin coming to this 10th of the table, and win for them could go as high as the 4th. Meanwhile, their opposition, Freiburg, they come into this in 12th, and they could go as high as 4th as well. Very, very tight. In fact, same sort of points as Union Berlin. This one smells like a draw for me. 1-1 in the end. Mainz up against my boys, Mönchengladbach. Of course, these two sides have played each other 36 times in the past. 17 wins for Gladbach, 9 wins for Mainz, and 10 draws. The last 6 sees 5 wins for Gladbach, nothing for Mainz, and 1 draw. Last time picture was in Gladbach. It was a 3-1 win for Mönchengladbach. Alessandro play with a couple of goals. Florian Neuhaus as well back in January 2020. Robin Quaison on the score sheet for Mainz. However, last time picture that in Mainz was also a 3-1 win for Mönchengladbach. Stefan Lehner, Alison Plee, and Breland Bolo with Robin Quaison on the score sheet again. Mainz actually lost their last 5 matches in the Bundesliga heading into this. Mönchengladbach unbeaten in 4 in all competitions, including a friendly. Their only defeat this season was against Dortmund. However, Mainz looking absolutely terrible. 4 defeats on the spin in the Bundesliga thus far. Mönchengladbach's odds 30-8, Stone Cold favourites away from home. 50-4 is your draw. 10-3 is your away win. Gladbach coming to this in 11th, and win for them could go as high as 4th. Their opposition Mainz coming to this bottom of the table, and the win for them could go as high as 15th. I'm sticking with my boys on this one. Take it 2-0 away from home. 3 points in the coffers. Dortmund up against Schalke. A bit of a crunch class. One bit of a derby. 136 times these two sides have played in the past. 51 wins for Dortmund, 43 wins for Schalke, and 42 draws. Goodness gracious me. The last 6 though sees 2 wins apiece and 2 draws. Last time picture that was in Dortmund was a 4-0 win for Dortmund back in May 2020. In the lockdown as well, Erling on the sheet, that's right. Rafael Guerrero with a couple of goals, and Thorgan Hazard as well in a 4-0 demolition. Schalke have actually conceded at least 4 goals in the last 3 away matches. Schalke have also failed to win the last 20 matches in the Bundesliga, and I do expect it to be a bit of a similar scoreline in this one. Just one, winless in 4. Dortmund just 1 defeat the past 4. That was against Augsburg back in a couple of games back. Meanwhile, heading into this, Dortmund are 5-1 on Stone Cold favourites. 10-1 is your away win. That is Schalke. 6-1 is your draw. Of course, Dortmund coming to this 3rd in the table to win for them could go top. Schalke coming to this 17th in the table to win for them could go as high as 13th. I'm going with Dortmund. It'll be close-ish. Not really. 3-0 in the end for Dortmund. Wolfsburg up against Arminia Bielefeld. These two sides were playing the 25th time. The previous 24 sees 12 wins for Wolfsburg, 6 wins for Bielefeld, and 6 draws. The last 6, 4 wins for Wolfsburg, 1 win for Bielefeld, and 1 draw, including a draw last night picture, which was a friendly, which doesn't really count. However, the last night picture was in the German Cup back in 2015. It was a 4-0 win for Wolfsburg away from home. However, the last night picture in Wolfsburg in the league was back in 2008. 4-1 win for Wolfsburg. Zozan Mizimovic with a couple of goals. Alexander Mangadolong and Gratafi on the score sheet for Wolfsburg. Alexander Lass on the score sheet for Bielefeld in a 4-1 loss for them. Wolfsburg have actually drawn the last 4 matches in the Bundesliga, and they've also failed to score in 5 of the last 7 matches as well. They come into this just 1 loss of the past 6 in all competitions. It was in the Europa League, of course, crashing out at the preliminary stages. Meanwhile, just 1 win in the past 4 games for Bielefeld. That was against Köln, of course, in the Bundesliga as well. Heading into this 2013 on, Wolfsburg are your favourites. 11-4 is your draw. 74 is your away win. That is Bielefeld, of course, and a win for Bielefeld. Currently find themselves in 14th, could go as high as 5th. And a win for Wolfsburg in 13th, could go as high as 5th as well. I'm going with Wolfsburg to take it 2-1 in the end. Big fat 3 points for them with 3 goals on the day. Werder Bremen against Hoffenheim, of course, locking horns. Again, these two sides will play for the 27th time, the previous 26. 12 wins for Bremen, 5 wins for Hoffenheim, and 9 draws. The last 6, though, sees 2 2 wins apiece and 2 draws as well. That's that picture that was in Bremen. It was a 3-0 win for Hoffenheim in the end. David Klassen, Christian Baumgartner and Sagis Adaman on the score sheet in a 3-0 away days win for Hoffenheim. Heading into this, Hoffenheim back-to-back defeats for them, losing to Dortmund and losing to Frankfurt. Meanwhile, unbeaten in 3 for Werder Bremen. 2 wins and a draw so far. Looking very, very savvy in the Bundesliga this time around at long last, of course. Heading into this, the bookies odds 2-1 for Werder Bremen, 5-4 for Hoffenheim, 5-2 is your draw. Very, very tight odds on this. Hoffenheim are 8th. A win for them could go 2nd. A win for Werder Bremen in 7th. Could go top of the pops, boys and girls. How mad is that? I'm going to go with a 1-0 win for Werder Bremen to pile some pressure. And wrapping it up on Monday night, it'll be Leverkusen up against Augsburg. These two sides will be playing for the 21st time on the previous occasions. 13 wins for Leverkusen, no wins for Augsburg, and 7 draws. The last 6 forwards to Leverkusen, 2 draws, and again, nothing for Augsburg. Heading into this, the last time that was in Leverkusen, it was back in February 2020. 2-0 win for Leverkusen. Musa Diaby and Nadim Armiria on the score sheet. A 2-0 win for Leverkusen. Heading into this, though, Leverkusen actually undefeated in the last 5 matches in the Bundesliga, and they'll fancy their chances this coming match day. However, Augsburg just won defeat the past 5 games in all domestic competition, and that was last time around against Leipzig, so they're in good form, in fact. Leverkusen actually in better form than Leverkusen, actually unbeaten in 5 for them. And picking up a lot of draws along the way for Leverkusen. Quick look at the bookies odds on this one then, shall we? We have 5-3 on for Leverkusen. Stockholm favourite, 65 is draw. 4-1 is your away win. That is Augsburg. Of course, Augsburg coming to this in 6th spot, and a win for them could go top of the pops. Leverkusen coming to this in 9th, and a win for them could go 2nd. Of course, depending on what goes on elsewhere. I'm sticking with Leverkusen on this one, despite Augsburg's good start to the season. I think it'll be a 2-0 win in the end. And if I'm right, which I bloody well hope so, this is what the table will look like at the end of it. Leipzig leading the charge. Bayern 2nd, Dortmund 3rd, Stuttgart up to 4th. Well, Werder Bremen up to 5th as well. Leverkusen 6th, and of course, finally, Mönchengladbach moving in the right direction up to 7th. Mainz, Schalke going down. Dortmund not too far behind. That's, my friends, is what I think will happen this coming match day. Be sure, of course, get your predictions in nice and early for this, as there are a lot of games to be had across Germany, across Europe. Of course, we've got Europa League, Champions League, all that kind of stuff coming around very, very soon. Try to get the video some love and smash that thumbs up. Of course, smash your subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, Bundesliga related, World Football related. We got it all here. And one Ruskin. Again, check out the description. Links to my other social media platforms are in there. Twitter, Facebook, of course, Patreon. For, of course, that price of a soda, you could support the channel behind the scenes. It's cheap as chips, and it does put a smile on my face, and you become best friends for life. So make sure you check it out. Link also down on the screen, I hope. Anyway, until then, see you very, very soon. Of course, very, very, it's just jam-packed these days with matches. We just got a whole host of stuff on the channel. So come and support your local content creator. That is this guy. Until then, I'm out.